Le Canada accuse un retard constant sur les États-Unis en matière de productivité et une grande partie de ce fossé pourrait être comblée par des investissements dans certaines technologies, ont fait valoir des experts d'IBM et d'OpenText lors du dernier Congrès mondial des technologies à Montréal.
What does all this have to do with IT? It turns out it has everything to do with IT because more than 75% of this gap is due to the lack of adoption at the same pace of ICT. When we talk about tech in societies, it's not about Apple or Google or Cisco or whatever. It's actually about the mom and pop grocery store or the miner or the oil giant being more competitive and more productive.
La solution mise de l'avant par les deux experts, c'est de mieux exploiter l'immense masse de données générée par chaque entreprise.
Think about any individual organization. You know, as I was kidding before, we were worried about gigabytes for the entire internet. You know, most organizations are worried about terabytes going to petabytes, and then we'll talk about the others, zettabytes and exabytes and what have you later, but you get the sense that this is only going in one direction, so the complexity is increasing. And so embracing that is obviously a good idea.
Pour exploiter ces données, le Dr Eric Brown et IBM ont créé Watson. Un peu comme l'avait fait Deep Blue aux échecs il y a quelques années, ce superordinateur a vaincu en 2011 les plus grands champions du jeu questionnaire Jeopardy.
This original demonstration of Watson on Jeopardy was a great way to drive the development of the technology, and the initial implementation was focused more on question answering, but if you peel back the covers and look at the core technology, it's really a decision support system with analytics for understanding knowledge the way humans naturally communicate it and record it, in other words, text. And so it's this natural language understanding technology at the core that really drives this, and we see applying it in any application where humans need to leverage or get access to unstructured information and understand its content and use it as evidence to support a decision-making process. The first application that the research team at IBM is exploring is applying this technology in the healthcare space. So creating a clinical decision support system that a medical practitioner could use to help them in the diagnosis process. So when they're evaluating all of the patient's symptoms and test results and their family history, their medical history, using Watson to analyze all of that information and access all of the relevant literature that might be out there to help the physician consider different hypotheses, different diagnoses, and provide the physician with easy access to all of that evidence that could support that decision. Another example, another application that we're looking at would be call center. And so now this is something that of course spans a broad range of industries, anybody that has some sort of help desk or call center application. And again here it's about analyzing the problem as the client calls in and describes it, and helping the technician better understand the problem, provide access to all of the relevant resources that might help diagnose the problem and ultimately treat the problem. And I think what you'll see is that this whole pattern of getting a problem, understanding the problem, diagnosing the problem, and then treating the problem actually applies to an awful lot of different problems. Not just the medical space, not just call center, but again, almost any decision-making problem you could imagine.
Convaincre des décideurs de l'utilité de Watson n'est apparemment pas si difficile.
The genius of this Jeopardy Grand Challenge is when it was demonstrated, people that saw it on TV, it just came across as so compelling that they're very intrigued to learn more about the technology. And even before I meet business people, they've come up with dozens of ways where they imagine that this technology can help them. And a key part of figuring out how to leverage Watson is to really drill down into exactly what problem they're trying to solve and figure out if Watson is the right solution for that.
La plupart des entreprises ont déjà numérisé, parfois sans s'en rendre compte, beaucoup de données qui pourraient permettre à un système du genre d'opérer chez elles, explique Tom Jenkins.
The reality is most of us do it because we have to do it. And we do it because of the growth of regulation. And what's happened, and I've watched this through my career, since the internet occurred, lawyers discovered the internet. Legislators discovered the internet and liked what they saw. And they basically said, thou shalt keep it all, so I can go back and look at it. And so what has happened across the world, we've had over 100,000 rules and regulations created and growing. And all you have to think of is Sarbanes-Oxley, Patriot Act, etc.
Cette technologie peut paraître futuriste, mais elle est déjà en fonction dans quelques entreprises dont la productivité en tire profit. C'est l'une des nombreuses solutions qui pourrait permettre au Québec d'augmenter sa productivité de 20% d'ici 2020.
The most important thing to take away from this, though, is that those that manage it better win. I've seen competitive advances, productivity enhancements that matter, that are material, and if you don't do it, you're in big trouble. And it's a message not just for any individual organization, but it's also a message for societies, for civilizations.